police officer for Devon and Cornwall Police. He's also an armed response officer, regularly tweets his quite strong feelings about assaults on officers. And Harry, afternoon to you. Thank you for coming on. What do you make of, Harry, of what you're hearing?
I'm making of the fact that it's really no surprise, unfortunately. I think over literally years now, since 2010, policing has been devalued by the government. I don't want to get too political on this, but when somebody is really told, look, you're a number, we're cutting numbers, you're crying wolf, get on with it. And then the police, I remember myself, and I remember with talking to people, and they wouldn't have it. They're saying, well, if we've got to cut numbers in our businesses, and surely you should too. And that was the comparison. And I was saying, look, you know, it's like selling the locks on your house to save money. You need your security first. So what's happened now, of course, is there are less police officers, and I myself, I'm frontline. I do full shifts, and I am most of the time, because of my role as well, I'm single crewed, and I'm finding the backup isn't there now. The resource, if the public knew what was on duty on a Saturday night, they would be quite concerned.
I was watching a programme last night on TV about Hartlepool.
Yeah.
And at one stage in Hartlepool, and I know Hartlepool's a big inner city place, I get that, but you still have Plymouth, you still have Exeter, you still have Truro, you still have Saltash.
Yeah.
There was no one around. There was absolutely there was 10 officers on beat, and that was it.
And it's a similar thing, because people think, well, you've still got this number of officers, but there's a huge amount of work that needs to be done. And with the modern crime as it is, very serious modern crime, and also all this safeguarding that we're involved in. So instead of just nicking people and taking statements off victims, we think, well, how can we nip that in the bud? How can we break that circle? And so a lot of policing is used in order to help the victims so they don't become repeated victims, and give them the power and the strength to get out that situation with other agencies. Now, unfortunately, those other agencies have also had their budgets slashed. So the whole thing, I've got to say, is a complete mess nationally. Devon and Cornwall, I've got to say, and I say I'm retiring in 18 months, so I can say this, I don't want promotion, but Devon and Cornwall, they're very people-focused force towards the top corridor, towards their officers. But there's only so much they can do when their budgets are absolutely slashed. And of course, officers are travelling huge, three occasions in 1 week. I travelled 250 miles on each shift, and most of that on blue lights and high speed at night. And this is what the traffic division departments are doing, and this is what local response officers are going from job to job to job, dealing with huge increases I've personally found in mental health side of things, which just means that officers are then tied up in hospitals, they're tied up in cell watch, there's less to go on the street, and then if you press that button, well, you could be waiting for some time. That's the problem nationally.
Let me ask you this then. How worried are you, and how big a problem are assaults on police officers?
I'm not a statistics man, so I'll ask other people to do theirs. I can only reflect on what I am seeing. Assaults now are considered, officers are really thinking, what's the point? We're encouraged to actually report those properly. Officers... I made a comment recently. It's absolutely true. 20 years ago when I joined, it was quite rare for someone to resist arrest, and now it's normal. And now it seems it's normal to resist arrest in a very violent way and have people watch it and video it and comment on it as if it's normal. And my view is that it's the police. That's what they do, and they forget that those police have small children and families, and they just want to go and do a decent job for the community and come back home. And at 49 for me, I take a little bit longer to repair nowadays, and so if I pick up injuries, I don't shake it off.
Do you pick up? Can I ask you this, Harry? I mean, how often? Let's be absolutely candid. This whole story is about us, the members, the public, helping you guys out. I know some of you are paid 30, 40 grand a year, whatever it is, after so many years service. So you're earning, we know you're earning money, but how badly assaulted and beaten up have you been in your career?
I would say, strangely enough, not funny enough, I guess, is the worst I've been is spat at, and I consider that far more than assault. And when you've got the metallic, bloody taste in your mouth, that's not nice. As far as being assaulted in the past, my experience, the fact that I carry a gun and I carry taser, and have a very big dominating gob on me, quite frankly, so I can make a few people quiver if I need to. But so I haven't been too badly. There was one literally a year ago where I found myself under a rugby scrum of people who could do what the hell they liked at that stage, and I couldn't get to my button. I chose not to use taser because I knew that if I pulled that taser out, it would well be taken from me and used against me.
Right.
So taser's not necessarily the answer as well. So not regularly, but I think it's a lot of frontline experience. And what I'm hearing, and I heard from an officer in Manchester recently who said to me directly, Harry, I was so keen for policing. I loved policing. I've got to the position I am, but myself and all my colleagues are being sent out single-crewed. We're getting assaulted, and there's nothing we can do about it. I'm looking at my friends earning more money, working 9 to 5, and I'm out in 2 years. That's keen, motivated officers being completely demotivated because they haven't got the experience to either stay back. If something is happening, yes, I'm going to go in no matter what. That's my choice.
Should members of the public wade in if they're able to?
I think it's right. This is a simple answer. It's being made quite a complicated one. If you are passing and you see a situation where you feel that you could contribute, that you can make an active contribution, then please, that would be very much appreciated if that officer is really struggling. If you feel that, hang on a minute, this is too much for me to handle, then don't. Simple as that.
That's a great. Thank you. I'm gonna have to go out with you one night on one of your rounds. I think just
please
to see.
Do.
Yeah, no, Harry will sort that out.
Okay.
All right. Good talking to you, Sergeant Harry Tangye.